morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us on Morning Markets from True Potential on Monday, the 28th of November. Today, I just wanted to reflect on how asset markets ended last week and look ahead to some of the events that we'll be focusing on as we go through the week ahead. The end of last week, we continued that theme of relatively muted equity market and bond market performance with the US on that extended holiday for Thanksgiving. We did have a half-day trading on Friday, but really not a lot of movement in equity markets as a result. I think what we did see, and we can say that equity markets had a better beginning to the week, and they certainly consolidated that as the week progressed. Commodities, another area that's certainly garnering a bit of attention at the moment, with the oil price continuing to weaken off. WTI, West Texas Intermediate, down around 4% over the course of the week. And clearly, oil prices declining is a positive for each and every one of us when we look at the price of petrol and all stuffs that are related to the oil price. So continued falling in the oil price, a positive for that inflation backdrop that we're experiencing. Also, I wanted just to focus in a little bit on China. On Friday, we focused and discussed the changes to housing-related policy there. We also saw the reserve requirement ratio reduced for the main banks in China as well from the 5th of December. The aim there is to inject further liquidity, capital into the local economy, and certainly, again, another supportive measure, recognising the challenges that the COVID-19 zero policy is having on the Chinese economy. I think the other thing within China, and it's very hard not to have missed it this morning and over the weekend, is just the number and the scale of protests that we're seeing within China in response to the zero COVID policy. And certainly that's something to focus on over the coming days to see how the policy response comes from the Chinese Communist Party as a result of this. In terms of what we've seen in equity markets today, equity markets across Asia have been weaker in response to that. And furthermore, we've continued to see the oil price weaken as well. So certainly a topic that merits our attention and focus over the coming days. Just looking to the week ahead, I think a couple of things to touch on there. We get to Friday, the first Friday of December, we will get the US employment report. That'll be in focus for a couple of reasons, really. One, to focus on the rate of unemployment, but also to see how the changes within that have evolved over the course of the month, and also to look at wages and wage price pressure. So are we seeing that inflation backdrop feed into rising wage expectations and indeed wage rates? Looking to Europe and the UK, probably around, in Europe's case, inflation numbers. In the UK, we'll look to some of the mortgage data that will come midweek. Also midweek, we have Jerome Powell, Chair of the Federal Reserve, speaking, and that will be an important speech to look at for any indications of a slight change to Federal Reserve policy. I'll leave it there, but please do join us over the coming days. Many thanks. If you're interested in taking your investing to the next level, or would like to know more about the options available to you when you retire, then download our free guides to ISAs and pensions. These are available in the video description below.